Yeah, right. Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah.
Terry said twice too, he was after me about that,
Hey, you guys, we're going to get started. We're going to spend a few minutes here just talking about a certain individual, Dr. Sargent here, and then we'll get back to visiting and enjoying refreshments. So,
Yes.
Brad, you want to kick us off?
Thank you. Thank you. So tonight we are here to celebrate the service that Dr. David Sargent has given not only Hopkins County and Sulphur Springs, but the surrounding counties of our area. He's been here for 14 years. I've had the privilege, I have been here with Christus for 11 years in February, but I had the honor of knowing not only him, but his by far better half several years before that. You know, at Christus, there are 5 core values: dignity, excellence, compassion, integrity, and stewardship. And I cannot think of any person that glorifies those 5 values than Dr. David Sargent.
Agreed.
I have been fortunate to spend many hours talking with him in his office. Nothing to do with the clinic, nothing to do with the practice. Everything from life in general, to wives, to family, politics. And it is moments like that that I will treasure for years to come. You are a unique individual. I am honored to have not only worked with you, but to have known you. And the people of this area, what you've given them is beyond reproach. And on behalf of Trinity Clinic, Christus Trinity Clinic, I'd like to present you with this plaque. We hereby honor David Sargent in grateful appreciation of 14 years of service, Christus Trinity Clinic, 2022.
Thank you very much.
And I think Paul would like to say something as well.
So I didn't know David as long as Brad has, obviously, but let me just share a little background about who this guy really is and how he got started, should we say. So he graduated from all places, Kansas State University in 1975. I guess it's okay to start talking about your chronology here. And then he went on to the Kansas City College of Osteopathic Medicine, where he graduated from there in 1979. The next 10 years he spent in things, somehow he was tied to the Army, and so he spent a lot of his residency and fellowship in several different Army hospitals, and then continued his work in actual Army institutions throughout the country. So when he got out of the Army, he was Lieutenant Colonel. So we'll say, Lieutenant Colonel, thank you for your service, sir, right? So after that, as most of you know, he is an ear, nose, and throat physician. Somehow he got talking to this guy, Dr. Dietz, about coming to Sulphur Springs, and Dr. Dietz was rowing himself out somehow. And he and Dr. Sargent, he was able to culminate a deal where Dr. Sargent came here to Sulphur Springs. So before that, he spent from about 2004 till he came here to Sulphur Springs 14 years ago with the Ear, Nose, and Throat Center of North Texas and Denison, and he worked at Texoma Medical Center, Wilson Jones Medical Center in Sherman, and actually Integris Health Facility just over the border, past that little casino in Madill, Oklahoma. He was state licensed in North Carolina, Kansas, Texas, and Oklahoma. So he did have an honorable discharge, should we say, but again, it's a colonel. So I've got to know him almost 7 years of the 14 years that he's been in Sulphur Springs, and along with his lovely wife, and it's truly been an honor for me and my wife Jill to know him both professionally and personally. And I couldn't agree more with Brad on living the core values. And it's not, yeah, Christus, we have core values, but Dr. David Sargent has his core values. And a lot of that matches up with what we at Christus try to adhere to. So I'm just thankful that I've had the privilege to know him for these few short years. And he's been blessed. He's done a lot for us in our community, and I can't think of a better way of honoring him and here in front of some of his peers and our community, and being able to say thank you, Dr. Sargent, for your 14 years of service at our hospital. I've got a little plaque here. Let's see what this says. This says, on behalf of Christus Mother Frances Hospital, Sulphur Springs, in grateful appreciation, we hereby honor Dr. David Sargent for 14 years of devoted service to Hopkins County. From 2008 to 2022, you will be greatly missed from your Christus Mother Frances Hospital, Sulphur Springs family. I don't know if he wants to say anything, but I'm going to ask him if he wants to say anything. And then I'm going to suggest if any of you have anything to say in your ties with Dr. Sargent, feel free to do that. We'll take a few minutes. And anything you want to say, sir?
There's a couple things I want to say.
Yeah.
Because of that history that you gave. I haven't had an opportunity to go from coast to coast in this country and see quite a bit of it. And when I came to Sulphur Springs, I realized that I was real close to heaven. And I'd probably leave from here to go there. So I have enjoyed my time here. It is the most wonderful place I've ever lived. And I've lived a few places. This is where I'm going to end it.
Okay. I want to, Miss Jane, where are you at, man? Any words of wisdom from the other half? And I know you've traveled with this guy, and you guys have been to some unique places in your journeys, but we love and appreciate you as well, man.
Thank you all so much. I mean, most of y'all know that, 14 years ago when Bill called Dave, and Dave came down and talked to him, and Dave said, I'd like you to go down and look at Sulphur Springs, and I thought, well, where's that? And I said, I just don't think that's the direction I want to go. And he said, well, would you just go spend a day with Peggy Deeds? And I did that. And when I left that day, I knew that's where we wanted to be, because I loved her so much and still do. And it's been a great place to live. We thank you all so much.
Bill, anything you want to add, since you were kind of the...
I left 15 years ago, and I think I didn't really, I told Dave when I came in, one thing for him not to announce that I was coming back. There's a very good reason for that. When Dave joined me, I kind of made a decision and agreement with Dave that we'd work a year together. And if we felt comfortable, if he felt comfortable with the practice and whatever, then that would be our decision to make it after 1 year. So we did that. What I noticed during that year is that when he was using my office and on my chairs and everything, he was always squatting down really low to look at ears and stuff. And it's because when I built my office, I had all these built-ins put in. And I built them for my side. He actually never complained about it. But the funny thing, within 6 months after I left and he took over, all my built-ins came out. So I couldn't come back to work because I ain't about to put all the built-ins. No, but seriously with Dave, if you had a solo practice for years, and these guys over here that practice solo know what I mean. If the practice means much to you, if you're going to turn it over, you want to turn it over to someone that's hopefully is going to be special and make the practice go. And so I'd actually met a couple of people before Dave, and it wasn't fit. The love wasn't going right. But with Dave, it was different. And so when he came in, I kind of knew that I think this was going to be right. I knew it was for me probably before he knew it was for you. So it was a blessing to me to bring it in. Like Jane said, she and Peg hit it off real good too, and they fit into the community very quickly. But I just want to mention something. I always talk about Dave's standards. Dave's standards are way up here as a physician and a human being too. And Dave always strives to make himself better, even though he's really a good guy. He's never seemed to be satisfied with just where he is. He figures there's something he can do better. And that's a great quality for any person to have. It's a real great quality when you're taking care of kids. And you want to be better for them. He's always been that. So, like I said, I think you're retiring too early, but that's because I'm so old. But thank you. for honoring my practice.
And I want you to know that your patients continue to talk about you. They always talk about you.
Hopefully in a good way.
How great you were.
They probably hit their heads on all my built-ins.
Anybody else want to say anything for Dr. Sargent? I know we have some of the staff here, and so feel free.
I have enjoyed.
Thank you.
Dr. Sargent, I have one request before you leave.
Just
Clean your
one?
ears. Just one. Just one. You take the bear with you.
No,
The bear has got to go.
no, the bear stays in the
The
office.
bear's got to go. He's the most creepiest thing you will ever see. And he has to sit him on the counter beside you, and he's just creepy. So you can take him with you. Miss Jane, I'm sorry, but
No, I have a place for it, I'll just do it.
Well, you know, I would be happy to take that bear, but I don't think Bill will want me to take
I
it
don't
home.
think he cares. He doesn't want it there, right? You can just load it in your truck and, or we can give it back to Dr. Deeds. That works too.
That's why it's been at the office.
Creepy.
Anybody else have anything to share or say? I know we got some members of the board here from the district. Joe Bob, what was it like to get old Dr. Sargent here? And 14 years later, here we are.
It was great, of course, you know, we hate to see Bill retire,
Yep.
but we got a good replacement, so it's been good tenure.
Well, this is for what Dr. Sargent did, what Dr. Dietz did, is very important for our community and the service area we have for these services. So, we're actively looking at, don't know if we can replace Dr. Sargent, but we're actively recruiting for that. And we'll look to him and Bill for guidance in that as well. But, that's very important that we continue to have ENT services for Hopkins County and our service area. So just know from a hospital's perspective that we're going to do that. But tonight is about honoring Dr. Sargent and his years of service here and what he's meant to this community. So I really want to thank you again, Doc. And this is just a time just to enjoy, and we have refreshments back there, and appreciate you all coming out. It's cold, it's going to get bitter cold, but appreciate you coming out and honoring him and his lovely wife, Jane, and they mean so much to us. So I thank you for being here tonight.
I do need my ears cleaned out when
So let's give him a big hand.
Are you there? Yeah. How are you, sir?
Yeah. Well, thank you. Look in the ears. Hey, Frank, how are you?